Not surprised. I mean, they're looking for whoever's doing it. So.
Can you answer what happens if you don't file that form and the
8930 or the 8938 form, the individual form?
The WBEN form.
Then when the premiums are shipped offshore,
right, they have to withhold
30% withholding, interest, and penalties.
And then we were told that if you then subsequently file that form, you can recover that 30% withholding tax.
That's what I understand that as well. You can recover the 30%, but you're not going to get the interest or the penalties back.
Right. And could you answer to who's going to request that form? I think that's a little bit of a confusing area as to who's going to ask for that form.
Well, if I'm the broker sending the funds offshore, I'm going to request it because I'm the one who's going to get penalized and have to pay the 30% withholding, and I may have already shipped you the money, and then I've got to come up with the 30%.
We were told as well that it's not just going to be the broker. It could be in the case of a healthcare account, it could be the healthcare institution as well. Have to request it, the broker, the investment manager, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
I think it's going to go a lot of different places.
Right.
Similar to the same thing we've got with the excise tax. The last person to touch the funds is who they're going to come after.
Gary, then if you do pay in the 30%, and so now you've got this offshore captive filing the 1120 PC because they've made the election, do they take that credit? Is that a tax credit?
That's a good question.
Paid in?
That's a good question, but I don't think it does. This is more of a penalty excise tax.
So they get screwed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because keep in mind, the whole purpose of this is to gather information. It's not necessarily to raise revenue. It's to gather information to make sure that all the revenue that should be being reported is, in fact, being reported. Adam?
Zach? I just want to be sure I understand this correctly. You're saying that a 953D captive, even though the text of the statute says it's a U.S. taxpayer for all purposes under 26, USC, that the regulation is stating that it would still be treated as a foreign entity subject to the various requirements under FATCA?
Correct.
Okay. Any comments on how that works with statutes normally overriding regulations?
I'll turn that over to Chaz.
Well, it's wrong, but, they're the rule makers, and you can challenge them and ultimately win. Maybe. But, I think most people are going to file the forms instead. But if you got loads and loads and loads of penalty as a result of not filing the form, it may be enough money to try to challenge it. But I think my guess is most people are going to take the path of least resistance and send it in. They're not looking. Again, this is mostly all disclosure as opposed to revenue raising. Well, I enjoyed that. Okay, business plan. We actually talked about both of these. This is the service.